Hey folks, Cheap Shoot Prepper here. As you can tell from the title, this is episode 1 of Roll the Dice. I did roll the dice, and the first episode is going to be about aquaponics. Aquaponics is a type of farming, quote-unquote, that uses the symbiosis of fish or some type of creature that lives in the water. I've seen people use crab in some situations, but it's utilizing a creature from a water-type creature like a crab, lobster, fish, whatever, and hydroponic gardening. I haven't really done a whole lot of research on it, but the research that I have done, I've noticed that it's mostly done indoors in a greenhouse situation. There's a very specific balance necessary, specifically because the fish waste is allowed to convert from the fish waste to, see if I can remember how it goes. It goes from ammonia to nitrite to nitrate, or the other way around, nitrate to nitrite. That end product of that process feeds whatever plants you're growing in your hydroponic gardening. Now, the type of hydroponics can vary quite a bit. There's, let's see, what's it called? Deep. Now I can't remember. It's having a deep. I mean, you got to think deep for hydroponics is like a foot. So like there's deep. I can't remember the word for it. Then there's shallow, where it's done in like PVC piping, and it's just a slow trickle feeding the roots. I haven't really seen, corn or tall plants like that done in hydroponic or in the aquaponics process. I've seen tomatoes. Pretty sure I've seen potatoes. There's also, what's it called? I call it ebb and flow hydroponic system. And basically, at certain timed intervals, the nutrient-filled water will flood into a basin filled with expanded clay pellets. And once it reaches a certain level, it'll stop and then drain. And the roots... in that type of process, I imagine you could grow corn and the taller plants like that, sunflowers. And it's the expanded clay pellet, the ebb and flow type of hydroponic gardening allows you to introduce organic liquid fertilizer from, say, like vermiculture or some process like that. Now, once the plants have fed off of the nutrient-rich water, the waste from the plants processing that water feeds the fish. Sometimes you have to supplement the fish's diet with just whatever fish food. But like I said, it's a very symbiotic relationship. The most you're going to have to really do is, tap off the water because of, I'm not thinking very well. What's it called? Evaporation. You're also going to have to either source your supplementary fish food, or there's a possibility that you could make it yourself. I was doing some research a couple weeks ago, and I was looking at organic homemade pet food. And I was thinking that fish food could be made the same way. You just find out what the fish eat normally, and you make it into pellets that they can eat. And that would just take a small, probably hand crank or low-powered pellet mill. Besides that, one of the benefits of aquaponics is obviously you get fresh fish when they're mature. You have fresh vegetables when the plants are mature. You also have the opportunity, because of how much you can grow in such a small area, to utilize the waste of the plant material. You know, you do pick the fruits off of the vegetable, the product, but then you have the plant, like the stalk of the plant, whatever it is, or the vine, and the waste from processing the food. That, you know, that's going to lead into episode 2, but it's all about efficiency. I mean, that's the least I can say about aquaponics. Is it's a very efficient way of growing your garden, raising some protein-based meat, I guess, if you call fish meat. And I mean, there's a variety of fish that you could grow. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about, was the types of fish or shellfish. I guess they're technically a fish, but I've seen a lot of people using tilapia. Let's see. There's another type of freshwater fish that can be, I guess, freshwater crab. Is there freshwater crab? I don't know. Salmon. I've seen some people doing salmon. Like I said, I've seen people doing crab. I did have the idea of using lobster. I was talking to a friend of mine who I don't really talk to very often, but he was telling me that lobster take 3 years to get to maturity. You know, that's a very slow process, but lobster can be a very potentially profitable business. So if you guys have any comments, just post them in the comment section below, and I may put it into another short episode. But I guess until next up, I guess until next time, God bless you and yours.